Okay, so now we're looking at a situation where my opponent drives me to the fence. It can happen in any of a number of ways. You know, he might have caught me circling and then he cuts me off and drives me to the fence, boom, 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 where I'm here, and then he locks me to the fence. He gets like an over-underhook, for example. I managed to at least get, hopefully at least get one underhook. If not, if he has like that, then I'm in even deeper trouble, all right? What I've got to do is I've got to turn and wizard, all right? And I'm going to turn to the right to demonstrate. As I turn here, because he wants to sink level and scoop my legs and pull them out and take me down. Because against the fence, it's a little trickier. Your takedown defense is not the same as wrestling out in the middle of a mat. You have to use the fence or use the wall, all right, to lean on, and use your wizard and pull up on it, put your palm on your chest. Try to control this arm if you can, but you don't want him to be able to reach down to that ankle and scoop it or the knee. And so you're here like this, and you've got to pull up and you've got to keep the whole side of your body where the wizard is straight. From shoulder to knee, it's locked straight, so no part of you is bending toward him, okay? In the course of this, he's gonna try to take me down, but I don't let him get to the, every time he reaches for a leg, I'm gonna lift up on this arm. Now, if he tries to lock me and bear hug me, then I'm gonna sink, and turning this way, I'm gonna put this, there's a little gap here. When I'm facing him, there's no gap. So part of turning, and if I have to push his head to do this, then I will. But it creates a gap right here where I can scoop a shallow underhook. I can just get it to where my elbow will bend, and that's what I want. Because once it bends, I can palm him, and I can start to raise this up. The underhook is the side you escape from. I can't escape with my wizard because his underhook is wrapping me on that side. I can't get my hips out beyond him to my left. I have to do it with the underhook, all right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna step a little bit, move my hips this way. See how I can do this initially? But then I'm gonna move my hips this way because it's safe, because I'm lifting up on this. This raises my underhook side, and then I'm gonna step my foot here and drag my left foot back as I pull with the wizard. All right, I'm gonna pull the wizard back like this. And I'm gonna drive the shoulder to the fence, and now he's the one in trouble. Okay, now I can hit, I can also create space and hit. But the important thing to see there is how you stabilize and then which direction you can move based on your tie-ups. But it's wrestling adapted for a barrier, for a fence. So he drove me back. Again, my first advice is don't back to a fence. But sometimes you'll have a choice. He might have hit you and dazed you, or he might have taken you down, and you might have to wall walk and get back up, and this is where you are. So you can end up here a lot of different ways, and a lot of them are not necessarily preventable. You just end up here. So I've got my wizard, I turn, all right? And I don't want him to join his hands. That would be a real problem too, because then he can lift me or pull me, yeah. So I snake this in, all right? And this is keeping him from reaching down and getting in my legs, all right? This wizard is always pulling, and I can turn into him and put some force there, all right? If I can hold the wrist. Then, once he's tied up, I get the underhook, I move my hips from the left to the right. And now this is raising my underhook. I'm gonna clamp down tightly with this overhook and pull him. All right, and then I'm gonna drive this shoulder to the fence as I turn around. Now the way I'm gonna trap him is I'll lean my hand on the fence. I won't grab the fence, but I'll push against it like it's a wall, all right? And now from here, I can use my head to hold him back too, and I can throw knees. But I gotta use my head on this side so he doesn't escape or get an underhook there as well. Now I'd like to control his arm and use my head to give him difficulty and throw knees as well. And then I can, if his wizard does not clamp down on my arm, then I can look at coming down into a single or scooping the legs and pulling them out. And then I can look at following up from there. So the way you even do a double from there is if you're gonna lift him, you can lift with a bear hug and take him away from the fence. But you can also just scoop and drag. What'll often happen though is the guy will land on his hands and he'll walk right back and put his back in the fence and try to walk back up. Always escaping his hips and always hip hoisting up.